strive to be different. There's so many agencies out there that are just Me Too marketing agencies, i.e. they just want to offer marketing services and hope for the best for their clients. I believe that just being good is the enemy of great, and at Fountain we want to be great. So we had a discussion with Eva the other day, and she came up with this brilliant idea of doing Fountain-style TED Talks, and this is the first one. It's an opportunity for us to share our ideas, what we think about marketing, and what's actually working. And we're not just going to share them between ourselves here at Fountain, we're actually going to record some of them and share them with the outside world. So I'm going to step up to the plate first and do a talk which is entitled How to Get Anything You Want, the Marketing Mindset. A show of hands, who thinks I'm being a little bit bold here with saying how to get anything you want? Half of you, okay, fair enough. Let me put it this way. Imagine for a second that I'm going to give you a challenge. And my challenge is for you guys to go to a random street in Ipswich, and you have 5 years to get over half the street to have Vote Green poster boards up on those streets. How on earth would you do that? These people have never thought about voting Green. The Green Party is a fringe party. It's considered alternative, radical. This is a random street in Ipswich. How would you do that? Well, that actually was the challenge of 2 people about 15 years ago at turn of the millennia. And they got many streets in Norwich looking a bit like this. Those of you who have been around the Golden Triangle around election time would see lots of Green Party poster boards. And it's easy to think, well, they're just Green voters, aren't they? They always voted Green. But that's not actually the case. If I take you back to the turn of the millennia, Norwich Green Party had 0 councillors, 0 supporters, didn't even have a local group of activists. Apart from 2 people, one called Adrian Holmes, one called Adrian Ramsey, they decided to go out and galvanise the Green Party support in Norwich. So the first thing they decided to do was go leafleting. So they printed some leaflets on their home computer, they started putting them through people's doors. I don't know if you guys have ever done any leafleting or any paper rounds or anything. Sometimes when you're putting a leaflet through someone's door, you can tell when someone's standing behind the door. And it's a bit awkward, you're like, okay, fine. That's what happened, and they saw the words Norwich Green Party, and the person behind the door just burst out laughing. Like, how absurd, Norwich having a Green Party. Yet, fast forward 9 years, and Norwich Green Party had 21 elected councillors and 4,000 supporters. In the 2009 election, European election, they got 12,000 people voting for them, which is about the same number of people that voted for Simon Wright, the MP, the next year. So how did they do that? Well, they knew a very basic principle. The marketing's about selling the next step. You don't just knock on someone's door and say, hey, do you want a Green Party poster board? You don't meet someone at a club and ask them for sex. Well, you might do at some clubs, but generally speaking you don't. There are steps in the middle. And let me talk to you about what Norwich Green Party actually did. So the first thing they did is they knocked on these people's doors in the street, and they said, look, we're from the Green Party, and we'd like you to sign a local petition. And it's a petition about something that the local people in that area cared about. So it's whether the roads needed to have better speeding signs or speed bumps, or there had to be better facilities for the children in the local play area. Whatever it is, they did their research. What do people care about? What's their pain? And they turned up and said, do can you sign a local petition? Well, the person might be thinking, well, I don't really know anything about the Green Party, I don't really want to vote for them, but fair enough, I agree with the cause, I'll sign a petition. And sometimes they got things done, sometimes they didn't. But they'd make a note of that person and come back a few months later. Can you sign a national petition? What I mean by a national petition is it's a national issue, so we want to take privatisation out of the NHS, we want to scrap Trident, we want to renationalise the railways. And you think, well, they probably won't achieve this, but fair play to them, I agree with that, because a lot of the areas were Labour leaning, so they knew they would like that. So they signed a petition. So now we've got a list of people who have signed 2 Green Party petitions. What's the next step? We turn up and say, and some of you may have seen this, that a lot of houses in Norwich have a sticker on their letterbox, which says no junk mail please, recycle and think green. So those people who took it said, well, I signed a couple of petitions, okay, I'll put this on. Who likes junk mail, right? No one likes junk mail. So they put it on, but all of a sudden you've got a little sticker in a little box that says think green. Isn't that interesting? It starts sowing unconscious thoughts in the people's mind every time they go back into their house and says think green. A few months later we come back and we say, look, we're working really hard in the community. Have you even seen any of your other political activists for any other parties? Well, no. Look, we're not asking you to vote for us nationally. We just want you to support us locally. Would you consider voting Green? You know what? Actually, okay, I've signed a couple of petitions. You guys have done really well. You work hard. Okay, yeah, I might consider voting Green next election. If we come back around after the election, if they say they voted for us, we make a note of them, and next year we come back around and say, look, you voted for us. Can you just show your support by taking a tiny little window sticker saying vote Green? Yeah, okay, fine, I'll do that. Come back round the next year if they voted again. Do you want to take an even bigger one? We don't even say that, we just say, do you want another sticker? You had one last year. It feels a bit bigger, but okay, I'll put it on there. And then finally next year, hit them with the poster board. It might sound too easy, but if you walk around Norwich, you see all these poster boards. Yet, there's so many other little green activist groups in different cities around the country. But where are the poster boards on their streets? They don't exist because they didn't follow this process. They did a similar study in the States where they got people to have massive billboards in their front garden saying slow down, stop speeding, and it's exactly the same process of getting people to sign petitions to speeding, take little stickers. You slowly do it. Marketing's about selling the next step. But too often we ask people to jump right to the end. Like I say, Kat, please vote Green. Why? Actually, it didn't take me, I started voting Green. It took me 3 years of doing a degree, worrying about climate change, having lots of discussions. It was a long lot of steps. Yet we forget that. We say, well, you should feel like I do, because I feel like Green's important. Kat, you must vote Green. No one's ever done something straight away by just being asked. You need to take them on that journey. And as marketing professionals, we need to figure out that journey. So how does this actually apply to you? I'm rabbiting on about the Green Party. What's this actually got to do with you guys? Well, as we do marketing for our clients, we are putting in a series of steps, and sometimes we jump too quickly. And if we had a LinkedIn ad that went straight to a website and said, please buy this product, well, hold on a second, maybe just sell them a lead magnet first. And we thankfully, I'm not asking any of you guys to go door knocking, that was a hypothetical scenario, but we do communicate with people through mails, blog posts, news pieces, infographics. We use marketing online literature to communicate with people and take them on a journey. Those of you who have been into my office and seen my desk, I put this up. It's on the Content Marketing Institute's website. I think it's brilliant. Unfortunately, it's about American football, but I get the point. That we start here, we capture a website visitor, they become a lead, and we use online marketing to push them towards a sale. They become a customer. But we don't stop then. We can use various platforms. We can upsell using email marketing. We can do remarketing. And the whole point with customer journey in the private sector is to take them from being introduced to you right the way through to being a raving fan, evangelical about Fountain. And we can even look about this with our own clients. How many of our clients are raving fans? I know that a lot of them are, but some of them aren't. So the question is well, what can we do? They're out here, they're satisfied. Maybe we're retaining them. But how do we get to a stage where we're upselling more services to them because we're getting a great return on investment? And how do we get so they love us, so they would never go anywhere else? They always think about Fountain. How do we do that? And unless we're asking those questions, how do we exceed expectations? And what's the journey we take them on? What's the petition we need to give them? What's the next step? Then we're missing it. So we're always moving towards a goal, but we do it slowly, we do it over time. I think it's Tony Robbins says that we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, we massively underestimate what we can do in 10. So make longer term strategies for your clients. As for the Green Party, well, what's the next steps after that? We don't end with a poster board. We get them joining the party as a member. We get them going out leafleting for us. People say, do you want to do a regular leafleting round? Do you mind coming out one Saturday and just giving us half an hour of your time? Just a little bit. Okay, and then you say, look, do you mind doing this on a more regular basis? You keep doing it slowly, providing they're happy at the time. You sell the next step, and you never talk about the one afterwards. When we first knocked on their door to sign a petition, we didn't say, actually, our end goal is to get you out leafleting for us once a week. Our goal is just, would you sign this petition? Because it's really important to you and your values and us, and our values are aligned. We don't get them giving us money. That's always a difficult thing. But if someone's happy, if someone's excited on the doorstep, yeah, thank you for all the work you did, you get this new playground for the kids, brilliant. Well, can you support us financially? Eventually they become activists, they come door knocking as well. And finally they become counsellors. So there's two core principles of marketing. The one I've really talked about here is marketing is about selling the next step. But you only talk about that step. You make it a no-brainer for them. And now going back to my original point of, well, how can I get anyone to do anything? How can we get people to do what we want? You have to bring in this other aspect, which is the core law of marketing, is to always think from a target audience's point of view. Laura wants Rob to do more washing up. Laura doesn't say, Rob, do more bloody washing up, I always do it. Laura actually puts up a little strategy together, she gets a spreadsheet out and she works on a series of steps. So Laura decides to do the washing up for a week. And then in the first couple of days she does that, so I think, oh, she's just doing the washing up. And then at the end of one evening she says, Rob, do you mind just drying a couple of dishes for me, please? And that's fine. The next one, maybe 3 dishes, 4 dishes. Slowly doing it until the next thing Rob knows he's doing the washing up every night. So whatever you want. I know it's a bit cheeky using examples of my colleagues, but at the end of the day I hope you understand the concept. Marketing is about selling the next step. Create a series of steps, make them a no-brainer for your target audience, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve.